Hi, my name is Tim. Welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you the difference between a 2-pot and a 4-pot AP calipers. So this is the AP Racing Big Brake Kit for the MGF and TF models. In this kit you get firstly a set of brake discs. These are the larger vented brake discs as fitted to the Trophy and 160 models. Pair of those. And also a pair of calipers. These are the AP Racing 4-pot calipers. They're pretty much the same as the big red brake discs you get on the Trophy models and 160s. The only difference with these is that they say AP Racing on instead of having the embossed MG logo, and they're blue instead of red. They pretty much have the same OEM pads and fit the same discs. Just these seem to be a good price compared to refurbished kits or refurbished calipers. So the cost of buying a used set and getting them refurbished, these worked out about the same. Here I'm going to show you the difference between a 2-pot and a 4-pot AP calipers as fitted to MGTF and F models. So this is an AP Racing 4-pot caliper, same as that fitted to the Trophy and 160 models and other models, except it doesn't have the MG branding on it. As you can see, it has 2 pistons on each side, which equal 4, hence a 4-pot caliper. This is a 2-pot caliper, which was going to be supplied to the 2005 spec MGs, but was never actually fitted. But some were supplied to the factory before it went bankrupt and since sold off through dealers. Now, so the difference between a 2-pot and a 4-pot is, obviously, we have 1 cylinder on each side, hence only 2 pots. The mountings are all the same thickness, so they're interchangeable. We have the same fittings at each end, same bleed valve there and there, and the same fittings for the banjo box, the same pipe at the bottom. We still have the 2 pins through there, held the pads in. The differences are the pads are a lot smaller than the 4-pot calipers. As you can see here, are a lot bigger, as we have the cover both pistons. So on these calipers, the difference probably out of this fitting these is that the supply of the pads will be hard to find, or these pads are used on other models. So a lot of people ask what pads you can use on these 2-pot calipers on other models, and one example is the Lotus Elise 2-pot calipers. They're almost identical to these MG calipers, so the pads should be a straight fit onto there. So there will be an alternative, as you cannot get pads for the MG 2-pot calipers. I don't know any MG owners who'd want to pay Lotus prices for brake pads. I'm going to be replacing the pads on these 4-pot calipers. We're going to be fitting EBC green stuff pads. There we go, got them all fitted. Now to the next one. Now we're going to do the other side. So we've got it ready. Just need to knock the pins out. I want to remember which way the arrow goes, that's to go in the direction of the wheel. So you can see 4-pot calipers exactly the same as the ones made for MG Rover and branded with the MG logo on them. Now if you're trying to remove the pads from an old caliper where the pins have corroded, so you can see here from these pins they get quite corroded in there and get seized into the caliper. So when they're seized in the caliper, what you'll find is very hard in order to get them punched out. So what you need to do is soak these points here with release agent, leave it for about 24 hours and then attempt to punch them out. And what I find best to use is a punch like this with a thick punch with a thin end on it. This is a brake pin removal punch, and therefore it's very good. Once you've got it eased up, you got them loose, you can then move on to a thinner punch to get them pushed all the way out. You can't use a thin punch to start with, you'll end up bending the punch like that, just because it just flexes when you try and hammer them out. Once you've soaked them for 24 hours they should come out fairly easily. Right, so here we have a used 4-pot caliper, and you can see here the difference between the size between the two, 4-pot being a bit longer. These are both genuine MG calipers. This one's the used one, this is a new one. About the same weight, there's not much difference in weight between the two. One has 4 pistons, the other has 2. Not a lot of difference apart from the size of the pads. So this is a pad for a 4-pot caliper and this is a pad for a 2-pot caliper. You can see the difference in the size between the two. 4-pot's quite a bit bigger, the extra area around here. So we've got hold of some race pads. These are for a racing 2500. It's fitted to some releases, and what I'm going to do is going to test fit these into the 2-pot calipers to see if they fit. So first of all we're going to knock out the pins on the calipers. Now if the pins are corroded into the caliper like these ones, go corroded in, what I find you need to do is soak them for 24 hours in a release agent, and then you should be able to punch them out. So I'm going to start off with this punch. There's a narrow end on it, which is a brake pin punch. Now just get them going. You need a thick stem to start, otherwise it just flex the stem if you use a narrow punch. Now I'm going to use this longer thin punch. Don't use this to start with because it can flex and doesn't work. Naturally the pins released. These are brake pads removed. As you can see, they're pretty much identical to the release pad. Exactly the same shape and size. This is a spring clip that fell off. We find if you're missing one of these, they're actually the same as the Elise spring clips, so they're available from most Elise specialists or Lotus dealers. New pads in. If you needed any pins, these are the same as the 4-pot pins, exactly identical. Available from most MG specialists. The arrow on this goes in the direction of the rotation. So it goes in a downward, points downwards. So I'll slide that pin through first, try and get the clip in. Give it a few taps. I don't need to push in the pistons because they're unused, brand new calipers. So we have them fitted, so these pads are a perfect fit. I'll put the originals back in. As you put one pin in first, and the spring clip, second one usually needs a bit of persuasion to get it lined in. What I might want to do is put a bit of copper grease on the ends of the pins so they come out easier next time. There we go, all done.